I will continue. So last class we studied about function with the nested function, how to pass arguments types, record, mandatory, that is default, then variable length, and followed by keyword arguments. So star, single star, it's represented as a variable length, that is tuple type. Double star, it is keyword argument style, dictionary type data. Now we know function call argument. So this session can concentrate the scope usages, a lifetime of your variable lifetime. See that picture here. When you're writing function means the code block will be look like this way. The outer box is called a black box. This is complete your script section code. What we written inside this function subroutine, that is separate code block operation, separate code block structure, that is called a definition section. So writing the function, say for example I declare the count value 1, so that will be outside the function. In our programming point of view, it's like a script section code. What are the black fonts? It's all script, main function, main script section. I'm writing def followed by function inside the operation, then followed by the middle part like function call argument. Now here concentrate this scope usage. I declare count variable 1. I can able to access this count variable inside this function. It means you can declare variable in script section. That variable we can able to access inside the function. So once Python interpret this line, this namespace will update it. So that is global script section code. That code will be enabled and that code will be updatable, accessible inside the function. So script section data we can access inside function directly. Like this function inside I declare an initialized variable. Function inside I declared and initialized. This declaration initialization, it comes with under inside the function. So the lifetime of this variable, it is accessible only within this function. So default scope is local scope, or default the lifetime of this one, it is our variable lifetime, it is accessible only within this function block. Okay, so Python, if it comes from shell script or other interpreter scripting like Perl script, we can access the variable what you declare inside, we can access outside directly. But in Python, default will be local scope. We can't access this variable in outside directly. We can access only within the function. See the error message below. When function is called, we know the from message that 80, the line number count 1, it is working. Port number value, it's working only inside the function. If I accessed in outside the function the variable port, I'm getting the error message name error. That is undefined variable. So from this program, you can understand what are the functions you are writing, what are the variables you are declaring and initializing inside the function. All these data members are local to this function. Whenever the function is live or function is active, the data member is active. If function is come out, the function is exit from the code, or it is not active, we can't access this respective function data member or respective function variable from outside. That's why the port it's displayed as error message. Okay, so understand the scope concept. The next one, if you want access in outside, we can use, there is a keyword, it's called global. See the term global. Global means that is accessible in outside. So we can change the value. Global keyword we can use only inside the function, not outside. Once if you put global followed by variable, that variable it is accessible in current block and the nested block in outside this data member, outside the function. Okay, you can see this global usage. And see the rules. Variable that are only referenced inside the functions are accessible in outside. So if you say global port number, now the declare and initialized this variable, it is accessible anywhere in the program. After function call, the port will become to be as a global port. Global port notation. Okay. So previous one we didn't declare, only for global syntax, global keyword space variable only, not initialization, not assignment. You declare variable, then later you can initialize any type of value. Okay. So that is accessible in all other subroutine. So you can see this example in the global. If I write function 1, I'm using global keyword user. Then say this user value student, and I'll create one more variable password welcome. By default it will be local variable, and port I'll put 80. This is also local variable. We can access inside this function. When you print a password user global, we can access it. Now after this function call, if we call user value, we can get it. If I type password, it will throw error message. If I type port number, that is also throwing error message. See the global keyword difference. If you put a global, means that variables are shareable in all the subroutine. I'll create another function, for example fx. Inside this I can access variable global variable user, so we can able to access, but we can't access other variable. So global is useful for shareable purpose, but that variable, if you want to restrict or if you don't want to allow it, then it's a meaningless. Global, once if you put prefix global, means that variable can access anywhere in the program. If you not put to global, it is local to the function. In our example, password and port numbers are local to the function only. It is not accessible outside the function. Default behaviors are local scope. Okay, so understand the global, it's a Python keyword, but I don't want to make it like a global. I want send the data to the main section code. If you put a global, apart from the main section code, other new function will access global data. The new function also can able to access it. I don't want to make like this. So instead of sending this common global, I can send data. Which data you want, I will send the data. So that is return. So return statement used to end of the execution of your function call. Return a result, return value. Return also similar to exit behavior, exit from function code. So Python, if you not used even return keyword, if you write simple allow program, if you not used return keyword, default return will be none type. None means it's empty or null type. So understand, when we'll use return, the data member by default inside the functions are local data. I want send the data to the main section code or some particular caller block code. In that case, I need to use return keyword. Return followed by variable or value. But if you not used any return keyword, default return will be none. That's why here I'm using function. I didn't use any return keyword. When function call, that will initialize to an RV variable. If you print RV, it's nothing. Return value variable, it's nothing. But you can compare with the none, that boolean says true. Boolean says true statement. So Python default return value will be none type data. None type. Now see this slide. Python, it supports all types of return. What are the data types we studied from the day 1 till all the data types will support here. String it support, float, integer, boolean value, list, tuple, dictionary, and the combination even for set type data. Set type. So return is useful for testing, validating, and return your boolean value also, and return your local data to the main section code. In Python, return statement, single return will get corresponding type. If it is more than one returns, that will become to be as a tuple type. So tuple means immutable type. See this program slide. Function 1 return 10. 10 it's single integer. If you put comma will become to be more than one value. So more than one means automatically converted to tuple type data. Understand? We studied in the function. Before going to this recap tuple topic, any variable which contains more than one value, any type of data, that variable automatically converted to what type of data? Tuple type. I didn't put a round parenthesis. So you can say this. only 10. What is the type? Integer. 10 comma 10 comma followed by this, or you can put parenthesis. Integer. The comma I can put inside this. Now see the tuple. So only one single data with the parenthesis, that is called individual data only. If you put comma will be extended more than one, then automatically the type will convert it to tuple type data. So more than one return also will be tuple, more than one initialization also will be tuple, variable length argument. Here Python it support with the multiple returns, but multiple returns received type will be tuple type data. So in tuple type means recap all tuple combination of data structures. Tuple with list, tuple with dictionary, tuple with another tuple, sequential data, same immutable structure. Many of this real-time program connecting SSH remote system execute, the output will be tuple type output. Subprocess module, we will discuss subprocess later. Module will execute initialized, returns will be again object dot communicate. There are some method that returns will be tuple. So function returns tuples means then inside this return will be more than one value. When function call with argument will get tuple type data means inside return followed by more than one. So function it contains more than one value, automatically it will become to be as a tuple type of data. So previous slide here we used Python, it supports with all type of return boolean, conditional, dictionary, everything, boolean type, dictionary type, set type data, all data types it supports. When the same single data or multiple data more than one, it's converted to as a tuple type data. So tuple of list, tuple of tuple of dictionary type values. So this is all the main topic in the function concept. Recap the previous slide examples and scope usages before the previous slide. Categories order, function call argument category, function call arguments. Recap the previous video. So argument category and category syntax. We can combine the combination of all. Then scope usages, lifetime of variable. Then followed by global and return keyword usages. Global to make global access, return to data will be written only within the section. Once a return keyword it will work, that code will go to exit state. Return a value to that caller block. Then code will receive then initialized. Okay, so this function point, function call, argument. Python it support with all types of return values. If we compare with our string manipulation methods, we used some string data, prefix is followed by lower is return function. So object orient point of view is lower followed by the respective function name like this. But it is belongs to str object. So that is object orient we will discuss. Returns will be boolean type data. Okay, any name prefix it comes with is it's a boolean. So function returns boolean also. Returns list, return tuple, dictionary, all types. So understand the difference between global and return keyword. So if you go through this previous video and this video, you're comfortable with the functions, then you can able to easily to understand this method topic in OOPS. The same function definition we'll write inside on class. You can see my slide. Here this is a function name. You can see this syntax, function name and argument, record argument, and based on that some operation, conditional. So this is the code block operation. What we studied all the previous topic we can write inside the function. See that line number 99, return more than one value. So the received type will be always will be tuple type data. More than one returns always will be tuple. And function argument category, you can say this argument category, it comes with two category. First one is object, you record argument, then followed by the next value. This is part of your class inside. This is called constructor initialization. This is all the non-constructor. It's a part of your class section code. So what we studied in the procedure code we can write inside the class. The remaining conditional looping, everything will be the same. and each function inside you can write your own description about multi-line comment to understand. See the category order, all are record argument, assignment style, record argument category. Okay. So wherever return keyword it comes, more than one returns will become to be as a tuple type data, tuple view style. Like this many code. So def followed by function name, that is function name followed by parenthesis, open and close parenthesis, and code and indentation. Okay. So understand this, all this function name, argument, object, and your type. So two argument style. Based on this we can return value. So convert to lowercase. More than one return will become to be as a tuple view style, like this, more than one return. So function is important topic. It's helpful in your object-oriented programming also. Main objective to avoid code duplication, code repetition. And we can divide all the block will be separate section. If you want to do again initialization, you no need to write the code. You can call this block. Block will get executed, initialized. Okay. So this is a function topic. So next class we'll discuss the remaining topic. Okay. Thank you.